open this Drik Panchak. It is from 29th.
Yeah. It's okay. Jai. Ashka, would you like to do Mangalacharana?
ओम ज्ञानतिरन्मस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं तस्मै श्रीगुरुदेव नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैतगदाधर शिवाचार्य गौरभक्तवृंद। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय।
Jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai.
जय
Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai.
जय
So we are at the very crucial storyline where Prthu Maharaj has proven himself to be a great king, a great leader. At the same time, we see that Narad Muni approaches revealing the state of the father, I mean, the so-called father. We all know how the Vena was and how Prithu was born. It's not exactly a conventional father-son relationship. Prthu Maharaj never met Vena in that sense, but still, there's a sense of duty. And so this can be relevant for us with our parents also. Sometimes our parents may be difficult to forgive and difficult in their way of treating us. And sometimes maybe we are girls, and so they may put us down because we are girls. They're disappointed with girls. India has that disease, But it's very interesting. Modern psychological, emotional development, call it groups or strategies or paths, emphasize so much on forgiving our parents, because whatever trauma we have from childhood, or whatever the way our parents treat us can affect us. And there's so much modern day solutions to making peace with our childhood and our parents. And if we look into Krishna consciousness, see, everything is in Srimad Bhagavatam, everything. Forgiving parents, being compassionate. Oh, some people will say, oh, this is all modern concept. Why you want to get into that? Like that. But hey, here we'll see Prthu Maharaj getting into that. Meaning, and there is nothing in Bhagavatam that is not demonstrated. So the compassion, the acceptance, forgiveness, everything. I had an argument with one devotee who was very adamant on this fact that when people have addictions, or people have bad parents or whatever, it's okay to, meaning it's it's okay to not forgive the parents, or and the other point was, oh, these addictions and all that, you have to do only directly Krishna conscious things. But then I was feeling sad for this person. What does it mean directly Krishna conscious? Everything, every tool can be used in direct Krishna consciousness. And so anyway, sometimes we become a little bit narrow-minded, that we want to see things black and white. But you know what? Life is not black and white. It's not, here in Bhagavatam, they're not going to give us strategies. Please, therefore, forgive your parents. It's not like that. It's a sense of duty we have towards our parents sometimes, because everybody's trying to do their best according to their capacity. I mean, Vena is a different story here, and we'll read further what happens. Okay, who'd like to start reading?
I can read, Mataji.
Yes.
Prithu was shocked. How can I help him? You must take him to Kurukshetra and have him bathe in the sacred Sanhita Sarovar, where the Saraswati flows. Prithu immediately made arrangements. Accompanied by the sage, he went to the Malecha community and found Vena giving in a broken down hovel. He lay on the bare ground, deep, rasping, cough, racking, his blackened and emaciated body. He looked up at Prithu, his rheumy eye opening wide as he realized that this was the king. I am your son, born from your dead body in your past life, said Prithu. Get Get upon this palanquin, and I shall free you from this misery. Prithu had Vena brought to Kurukshetra. When they arrived at
Wow, it's amazing, huh? How in previous life, that's why they do all this pinda and shraddha, right? Because people may die, but karma doesn't die. Karma will follow like a calf follows the cow. Like Mahabharata says that our karma will find us just like a calf will find its mother among hundreds and thousands of cows. The calf will know who is the mother. So our karma is like that calf. Wherever we are, whichever lifetime we are, whichever karma we have done, karma can follow us. And so here we see Vena. Like, can you imagine? Like, it's kind of a little bit surreal, right? The next slide, not even that same Vena. And now he's experiencing the consequences of misusing his body, right? Misusing his power, position. He misused his body. So the body is like unfit to enjoy. See, he's black and coughing, like TB, tuberculosis, and what else was that? Leprosy. It's like very, 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 very painful. And then no power, no position to abuse anybody, right? And being Malaysia community, nobody cares about that. Nobody cares. They're all like discarded from the community, from the society, right? And so he's born there. So karma is real. Sometimes we think, karma, whatever, everybody's doing it, I'll also do it. Everybody may be taking birth as people like that. We want that? They say, when we were children, I would go and tell my parents, but my friend is doing that. And then everybody is doing it. And my grandfather would correct me. First of all, it's not everybody. Sometimes we have that tendency to say, everybody's doing it. When we want to do it, we say, everybody's doing it. Why I can't do it? And my grandfather would say, first of all, it's not everybody. Second, if you all have heard, right? Indian families, hey, what your friend, if they go and eat stool, will you go and eat stool? They will ask like that. As soon as you say, my friend is doing it, then they will ask this question. Hey, they'll eat stool. Will you eat stool? They will ask us, right? So this is, human, Vedic human psychology to know that there is karma. And Prithu is shocked, right? Prithu is shocked. And he's like, first thing he has, how can I help him? He didn't start saying, actually, this is super important for this forgiving parents type of things. It's very important. We forgive them, whatever it is. Sometimes things are very bad, intense, traumatic. Sometimes just they try to do their best, but it wasn't enough. Sometimes they ignored us, neglected us, didn't prioritize us, didn't give us the training that we could have been better. But it's important to forgive them. Forgiving. Yeah. Okay, let's see what happens to Vena. Please continue. He brought him to Shantanu Tirtha.
Thanu Tirtha, where the lake known as Sanhita Rover was found, he told him to enter the waters. Vena slowly made his way to the water's edge, but suddenly a booming voice was heard. Stop! Know me to be Vayu, Lord of the Wind. This one should not enter the lake, for his sins are too great and will pollute the water. Prithur looked around. No one was visible. He saw that Vena was being held back from bathing by a fierce wind. Plainly, Vayu was responsible. The king called out, O worshipable one, how shall my father be saved? Vayu said, first take him on the pilgrimage to all the sacred places. This will purify him sufficiently, then he can bathe here. Prithu personally accompanied his father on pilgrimage. Finally, they returned to Thanu Tirtha and Vena become purified of all remnant of sin by bathing there. After taking and blessing Prithu, Vena departed from heaven. Oh wow. See,
Wow.
I was just thinking that he had such a impurities, and so that's why he is not able to enter in that Sarovar. So while taking the darshan, all the impurity. So that's you know uh, glories of the tirtha. When
Yeah.
you go and have darshan, so you'll get purified. Chapter 19, Prithu's 100 horses sacrifice. Prithu performs 100 sacrifices, but Indra prevents from completing the last one. Maitreya said, "My dear Vidura," again Indra. Maitreya said, "My dear Vidura, King Prithu initiated 100 horses sacrifice at the spot where the river Saraswati enters the sea on the eastern coast, known as Brahmavarta, which is Swayambhu Manu's kingdom. Listen carefully to what happened. Indra reclined on the throne in his vast palatial chamber, watching the apsaras dancing, but his attention was elsewhere. King Prithu was preparing for his 100th sacrifice. The god had always known that the king intended to perform the full of 100, and he had dutifully attended the other 99 and accepted his offerings. It requires immense resource to perform such ritual, and he had been hoping that Prithu would exhaust his treasury long before reaching the 100. Now it had finally arrived. Indra dismissed the Apsara and stood up. He needed to act famous as Shatakritu, he who had performed 100 sacrifices by which he had attained his post in heaven. He had no intention of.
Just to pause one small point. Prithvi Maharaj didn't say, "Hey, I am king. I have so many things to do. I can't go into this Malacha community and say somebody who used to be my father." Right? He did it. Sometimes we also may think, "Arey, I don't have time for this and that." So it's important when we are in the path of self-realization, we must know how to prioritize things. Like taking him to all holy places. Here it just says, but how long that must have taken? Back then, by the way, just to remind you, there was no airplanes.
Yeah. Letting this earthy king usurp him, that would be intolerable. Adorning himself with his full regalia, he descended towards the sacrificial arena, followed by his vast retinue. Meanwhile, Prithu's sacrifice was just beginning. With the praises chanting of Vedic mantras, priests offered oblations of ghee into the great fire blazing in the beautifully decorated courtyard. As they intoned prayers to Vishnu, the skies parted and a brilliant light illuminated all directions. Everyone gazed up and saw the great eagle Garuda gracefully descended with Vishnu on his back. They bowed in obeisances and called out in uh, unison. All praise to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, glories to the Supreme Super Soul in every heart, the proprietor of all the planets and the enjoyer of all sacrifice. Apsaras danced delightfully, while Gandharvas played drums, cymbals, and flutes. Celestial sages crowded the sky, singing hymns in praise of Vishnu. The Lord was flanked by his chief Vaikuntha associate, headed by Sunanda and the Nanda. Just behind them were Brahma on his swan carrier and Shiva on his bull Nandi. Indra followed on Airavata along with the other gods. Behind them were the Siddhas and Vidyadharas, Diti sons and grandsons, as well as all the demons and yakshas. Among the celestial sages, Prthu recognized Kapila, Narada, and Dattatreya. There were also many masters of mystic powers headed by the Sanat Kumar. They all joined Vishnu as he took the principal place in the sacrifice. Leased by the kings, sacrifice Bhumi provided all necessities with the same abundance as the wish fulfilling cows of the spiritual planets. The flowing rivers supplied variously flavored water. The trees produce unlimited quantities of fruits and honey, and cow flattened on green grass gave profound amount of milk. Feigning a smile, Indra offered Prithu a gift. One by one, all the gods followed suit. When they were seated, the people in general came forward with their offerings. There was one shortage of wealth in the kingdom as the ocean and hills were repeat, replete with jewel, pearls, and minerals, and the earth fertilized with the rich minerals washed down from the hill, produced abundant crop. Indra looked about in wonder. How had Prithu become so affluent? His wealth was beyond human imagination, and it exceeded even that of heaven. The opulence of each of the king's sacrifices far surpassed any of those he had previously performed. He watched as Prithu bowed before Vishnu, who had attended all of Prithu's ritual. In great humility, the king rose and offered prayers. O inconceivable Lord, I fully depend on your grace. All this wealth is simply due to your inconceivable mercy. Indra watched mutely. The time to act had come. He had to find some way of impending the sacrifice. Otherwise, soon Prithu would fully match his accomplishment, which might make him ambitious to seek Indra's post in heaven. When night fell, the god became invisible and seized the sacrificial horse, rising into the sky.
Oh my God. So this is the mentality when we are attached to something specific. Maybe control, right? Control. The tendency to want to control makes us do crazy things. Actually, Prthu Maharaj had no intention of becoming king. I mean, sorry, a king of heaven or anything like that. He wasn't doing it in the intention to take over Indra's position. He's not Hiranyakashipu, you know. Hiranyakashipu worshipped Brahma to take away Brahma's position, remember? But this is
Yes.
this is not the situation here. You remember Bhaumasura, he got benediction from Shiva and he wanted to use it on Shiva only.
Hmm.
But this is Prithu here we're talking about. But Jagat, we think that the world is how we are. If I am very interested in money, I think that everybody is money minded. If I have a specific weakness, I may think everybody has it. And so Indra, he's so much after position, he thinks that everybody is after position.
Mataji,
Mm.
like Indra didn't know, he knew that like Prthu Maharaj is the incarnation of the Lord, right?
Mm.
So still he was
It's
like,
not it's not about Prithu, it's about Indra's insecurity. We may know sometimes people love us in our life. We're still insecure because we don't have a sense of self-worth, say security on our own. You have that experience? That's material life.
right.
Indra is example, king of this material world, and heaven is also material world only. It's not spiritual world. Do you know that in heavenly planets, you think there is no jealousy? You think there's no politics? Definitely there. For example, one demigod will be flying and he look at another demigod who has a better airplane. He has more number of apsaras with him or her. You understand? You think apsaras don't have comparisons among themselves? Maybe some apsaras of the heavenly planets dance better than the others. You understand? So it's not that in heaven or even God of heaven they are free from all this material anxiety. What if this life finishes and then what? Oh, what if that person has better airplane? Oh, that person has a better apsara. All these things are part of this material world, and it's inescapable. So it is seen in the King of the Heaven, that fear of insecurity, of losing control, fear and insecurity of becoming nobody. Because see, when we value something immensely, we will fight our life to hold it, isn't it? Like a mother. We love our children, and the mother will become a lioness to protect the child. A businessman, he will fight his life to protect his money. And a brahmana, there are some stories of people trying to destroy Shastra because they were envious that those Shastra will become famous or something. But the devotee was attached because it's glories of the Lord, and they were attached to that. So depending on what we value the most, we will go to any extent to have it, to hold it.
Right.
I know some.
Here Indra was like, he was so attached, like Vishnu was there, still he didn't bother, right? He was so
Yeah, he
focused in
knew.
his mission of stealing the horse.
Yeah, it's not that he doesn't know, he knows, but still he's very insecure because he doesn't believe in himself. Actually, Snehavati Mataji, this is also characteristic of a narcissist. They just do not have that sense of faith about other people's goodwill. They always think that everybody is bad. Everybody has bad intention. Everybody wants what they want.
Right. Yeah.
And then valuing something superficial over, why would you want to mess with Prthu Maharaj? He's such a nice king, like make friendship with him. No, has to steal the horse. Indra, many times we see Indra like an enemy in Srimad Bhagavatam. It's not that he is not a demigod, right? He is demigod. Demigods are devotees of Krishna only. But there is that kind of a narcissistic tendency in him. Due to insecurity, he messes things up. So it's not that devotee, it's not automatic. I mean, he's not written all over Bhagavatam as a great devotee. He's written mostly like a demon. Here we see, right? How can you steal Prthu Maharaj's horse, It's not very devotee-like behavior.
And he stole, like, according to this, whatever is given here, like Vishnu was himself present, right? Like Prthu Maharaj was worshipping the Lord, and now Indra is thinking, even though he was seeing that Vishnu was there and Prthu Maharaj is worshipping him, he's thinking, oh, before night or before everything got finished, I have to steal the horse. Like it was such a, like, what is the situation? Like Vishnu is not standing, like you are seeing Vishnu here, still your mind is somewhere else and thinking about the bad thing you want to do.
Right? I mean, anybody secure will look at the attitude of Prthu Maharaj and say, oh, he's so humble, he's so this. Come on, give a benefit of the doubt. Why you think that everybody is like having those priorities,
Right, very true.
Snehavati, would you like to continue reading?
Okay, Madhus. From Indra.
Yeah, with this one here. rising into the sky with the animal. And look at him. He's smiling as he went up. Oof.
Reappearing in the sky as he made his escape. Am I audible? Right? Reappearing in the sky as he made his escape. Indra assumed the saffron cloth of a renounced sannyasi. As he fled with the animal into outer space, says Atri spotted him. He called out to Prithu's son, who was on guard who was on guard duty. Pay heed. Indra is stealing the horse. Prithu's son picked up his bow and rose into the sky. And Atri rose with him, pointing to Indra. Seeing the god sannyasi dress, the sage's eye blazed in anger. Not only was Indra trying to thwart the sacrifice, but he was creating a false impression of religion. He called to the prince, kill him. Angered by Indra's treachery, Prithu's son gave ceased crying all the while. Stop, stop. As he drew closer, his bow drawn, he he saw what appeared to be a renunciant with Rudra beads, knotted hair, and ashes smeared on his body. The prince hesitated. This was not Indra, but a pious sannyasi, a religious man. Atri must have made a mistake. He lowered his bow and turned back. Atri peered into the night sky and saw the prince returning alone. Where is the sacrificial horse? He demanded. O Holy One, he remains with the first sannyasi. Atri shook his head. Foolish boy. That is no sannyasi. That's Indra, the lowest of the gods, set on impeding your father's sacrifice. Go immediately, kill him and retrieve the horse. The fuming prince again says Indra. He gradually gained on.
Actually, he could, Indra, he's not using his resources. He didn't go to Brihaspati or any other friend demigods and say, hey, I'm having this fear, what if Prthu Maharaj, da, 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 da. No, right? That sometimes we do that. We do something stupid decision without asking some senior devotees because we don't want to become humble. We don't want to show our weakness. And we think that by making certain decision, we are strong or something. But by taking decisions without clarity, without assumptions, right? Based on assumption. Have you heard about something that is called four agreements of life or something like that? It's a concept to help people to live more human like that. So one of the thing is don't assume. Don't assume that that's what the person means and and make your plans according to that. So here Indra is doing that exactly.
And he knew also, right? Sometimes it happens to us when we do this kind of things. We know somewhat deep down that, I am at fault. So I will not be, what is it called? Supported by this decision. So, but still we have that false ego that we want to do it, and we end up doing it without informing anyone and mess around.
Yeah. Otherwise, if he thought what he was doing is right, no, then he will not disguise himself as sannyasi. There is, you see, when we hide, something wrong.
Yes, yes. We know that it's something is wrong. And the funny thing is, like, the sannyasi appearance he took here is like, exactly we see this kind of appearance in many like Thongi people take it, right? Like this kind of sannyasi, especially appearance that they will wear bright saffron color and that rudraks and all. Like we know so many in society, they do a lot of chaos and all. So it was really funny how they are following India in this case. Like shows that a big beard and all, and they will be like in the name of sannyasi, but they are like basically they cheated others and all. It's really funny to see how they exactly what does it call follow Indra in this case, his appearance.
One time there's a devotee who expressed, we can pause here and continue tomorrow. There was a devotee who expressed how they felt very like a failure because some of the followers of that person left. I remember another sannyasi also Very powerful, very strong. I'm gonna pause. I'm gonna stop the live.